everyone, this is Vangirl. I'm here with Rogue Rage.
Hey everybody.
And Crisco Chris.
Welcome.
And we have a deck profile, or as Carlos would like to say, a deck discussion.
Yeah, it's more of a discussion.
This deck was taken from Warlike36,
Who got it from, I believe, Tim, the game guy, blog, Power Spot, something like that. Yeah, we pretty much just took the deck from him, except for one difference, which was our starter.
Yep, our starter is a little bit different.
It's a grade 2 Nova Grappler Rush deck. We put the deck together mostly because, I don't know, I like the idea of, going balls to the wall hard, rushing your opponent, so I like Spike Brothers. This deck is all about that. The only difference is it made, I think in 2011, correct me if I'm wrong, in Los Angeles, I went 4-2 at regionals, but it was more of a novelty idea at that point. Now I think since it's a grade 2 rush deck, it could really cripple the Legions. Yeah, because if you can't hit grade 3, they can't Legion, and
nope, they
could sit there and enjoy their 11k vanilla Vanguard.
Pretty much. Okay. So our starter is a Beast Deity Night Jackal. For this deck, it doesn't really do anything with the ability, but it's a Forerunner, so...
Yeah, we just threw the only Nova Grappler Forerunner we had in
pretty much.
Binder.
Because it's just Forerunner. It's good.
It's 5k boost. The traditional starter was for the deck is Lionett Heat.
Okay, next we have for Cat Butler. This is also a grade 0.
One of the best cards in the damn game.
I love this card. So pretty much, you attack with your Vanguard, and if the attack does not go through, you retire one that's on your field, and then your Vanguard gets to stand up again.
You have to retire Cat Butler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the Cat Butlers.
No. It's great when you have like 3 of them on the field at once.
Yeah.
That's optimal. It doesn't always happen, but it's nice.
Even if you have like 1 or 2, I mean, it still puts a little bit of pressure. Because, especially if you get a crit, then your next turn when you retire it, the Vanguard still has the critical, and it adds a little bit more pressure.
Yeah, it's great because as broken as this guy is for the deck itself, he's going to make Legion extremely scary in terms of the Nova Grappler Legions, because his skill is a grade 2 Vanguard, so that could stand the mate up for Legion, which also stands the Legionnaire up. So for Nova Grappler Legion, it's going to be intense. In Japan, they've got the he's got a restriction on him where he's got no more than 2 in a deck. Yeah, it's just 2. I hope we don't see that here. We probably will, just because it's a really good card.
Yeah. Chris doesn't like it.
Chris. I think it's great. Wow. That's a cool card.
Yeah, because if you got 3 of him on the field with your Legion, you're looking at 6 drive checks, which is it's just not something healthy for the game. So as much fun as it is to cripple Legions, it's also going to make Nova Grappler Legions pretty damn broken.
Yep. Okay. So because it's a rush deck, we run 16 crit. So we have 4 Beast Deity Death Singer. So we have 4 of those. And then we have 4 Fighting Battleship Prometheus. 4 of those. And then 4 Red Lightning. And this one also has an ability. Put the unit into your soul, and then you get to flip 1 card.
Unflip 1 damage.
Yeah, unflip. Sorry. And then we have 4 Shining Lady.
Yeah, the unflip's important for this deck just because, well, actually...
And it's a rush deck, so that's why we don't even have heals in the deck.
Yeah.
There's no need. You want the maximum amount of crit because you want to cripple your opponent because it's...
Yeah, you're either going to win fast or lose fast. There's no in between.
Nope.
When the game draws out, it's just really painful for this deck.
Okay, so now to our grade 1s. We have Clay Doll Mechanic. This is when it's placed on rear guard, you get to choose one of your damage and unflip it. So
yeah, like I was saying, the unflip before, I was saying before, is that the unflip is important just because of the boss of the deck.
Yep. And then we have for Oasis Girl. You just counterblast 1 and she gets plus 1,000. It's an axe, so you can use it more than once to give her more power, which can sometimes be needed.
Yeah, it's usually not needed that much, but if your late game had the counterblast to waste,
go for it.
Yeah, I've used it a couple times. So, yep. Then we have Screaming and Dancing Announcer Shout. So what you do is you rest him.
Drop card, draw a card.
Yep, pretty much. So it's good, like, if you don't have any cat butlers and it's kind of earlier in the game and you want to try to get the cat butlers out there, hopefully you can draw into one, because that's, like, a card that you want to have out there for the restand. And then we have for Tough Boy, just an 8K.
8K vanilla.
Good to have.
Good numbers to hit when you have a column of him and another one.
Okay. Now to our grade 2s. We have 3 Hungry Dumpty. Same thing, it's an unflipper, so when he's placed down, you get to unflip a damage. And he's 9K, so it's not a bad number. Then we have 3 Cut Bowler. I really like this card.
I like the artwork on him personally.
Yeah, he's really cool. What happens is every time a card on your field rests, he gains another 1,000. So if you hit with him last, these rest, and your booster rests, so you get another plus 5,000. So then he's at 14.
Yeah, at first I thought he should be the boss of the deck, but through playing the deck a little bit, well, not a lot, a lot of it, but through playing the deck, you don't want anything less than a 10K on your Vanguard circle, so that 9K really does hurt him.
Mm-hmm.
But he is nice on offense, but I mean, if you have to ride into him, it's not the worst possible thing, but you want to get either the next card up or Brutal Jack out.
He's good when you have a full field, because then you know you'll get the extra power.
But you need that offensive rush, because then if you don't win that turn, though,
yeah,
if your opponent's at grade 3, they're gonna shit on you.
Yep. Okay. And then we have King of Sword. We have 3 of him.
He's just a 10K vanilla. But he's nice to have because he sets up good columns. He's not terrible to have on the Vanguard circle.
Not terrible, but not optimal. And then finally, we have for Brutal Jack. He has the restraint effect, so again, you have to counterblast 1 to lose the restraint, which is why there's so many unflippers in the deck. Then plus, if he's boosted, he gets another 5,000. And
that's only on Vanguard.
That's only on Vanguard. And then he's at 11K, which is really helpful. So, like we said, if you have your 3 cat butlers out there, which is optimal, you have Brutal Jack on the Vanguard circle, it can hit for a lot, especially in later game.
And then you want like King of Sword in the front, so you're hitting for a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then what's great about him is just that when he restands, you just stack on those crits. So he's sitting at 16.
Because with 16 crit, you're bound to hit 1 if you...
Yeah, if you're restanding 3 times.
Yep.
That makes up for 2 drive checks, which you don't get. Also, his 11K base makes him really good on defense because it's practically like having a grade 3 Vanguard out there. Like I was saying with Cup
Except
Bowler.
he just doesn't have the extra drive check. He only has 1.
Instead of Cup Bowler, who's a 9K. Much better on defense. But yeah, and as a whole, we've been pretty impressed with the deck. It rushes. It does what it's supposed to do, but like I said, it's a good deck to catch your opponents off guard. If they're only running Legions in their deck, it screws them over because they're sitting with 11K vanilla. If not, if they have limit break cards, you're asked out if you can't rush them the first few turns. What makes it really nice is the fact that, unlike a deck that runs grade 3s, where you want to have at least 1 or 2 grade 3s in your hand post mulligan, that gets rid. Those aren't guards in their hand, so it gets rid of guards in their hand. Everything in this deck, for the most part, will be able to guard at one point by turn 2 in the game. Grade lock is hard to come by in this deck, which is kind of nice.
It's happened to me before.
Yeah, Vanguard has bad luck. Any words on the deck, Chris?
It's cool.
Chris doesn't like it.
No, I think it's a good idea.
You don't like it at first,
well,
but
the idea is cool.
The idea is cool, as we've seen from playtesting it. It doesn't work well against non-Legion decks, but if you're playing in a tournament where you know it's going to be mostly Legion decks, I would definitely recommend running it because you're going to make some enemies, but you're going to win. And that's what you like to do. You like to win.
Winning's always good.
If you guys have any questions, comments, you like the deck, don't like the deck, well, we don't care if you don't like the deck because we like the deck. But if you don't like the deck, if you would make any changes, if you've built your own Rush deck, we'd definitely like to hear it. Just because I like the idea of Rush decks in this new format. just because I feel like it could really hurt Legion. I'm surprised we haven't seen any sort of rush decks in Japan.
This
topping.
is the only one that you've really seen out there, right?
No, there's a Hawk Force with a Ripple Rush, yeah. And yeah, there's also that like there's that Gold Paladin rush deck apparently that's out there that I think Mundi put out there. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, like, comment, subscribe, and
thank you for watching, guys.
Thanks, guys.